Have you ever had one of those moments where you catch your reflection in the mirror and think, when did I get older? It's not that you feel old, exactly, but maybe your knees creak a little more than they used to. Or you get winded quicker walking up the stairs. Maybe your sleep's a bit lighter now, or you forget why you walked into the kitchen. Aging creeps in quietly, sometimes all at once, and sometimes just in little whispers. But here's something not enough people say out loud: growing older doesn't have to mean growing weaker. It doesn't have to mean slowing down or fading out. In fact, there are people well into their 70s, 80s, even 90s who are living full, vibrant lives, dancing, traveling, learning new things, and laughing like they're still in their prime. And no, they didn't find the fountain of youth. They just started paying attention to the right things, the little things that often get overlooked, even by most doctors. That's what we're talking about today. Not the same old advice you've heard 1,000 times, like eat your vegetables or walk 30 minutes a day. You already know that. Today we're going to dig into 6 powerful longevity tips that doctors rarely tell you, and yet they could make all the difference in how you feel, move, and live after 60, 70, and beyond. Let's start with one of the most surprising, and yet most effective, longevity boosters out there. Strong social bonds. Not just occasional chit-chat or waving to your neighbor, but real, heart-to-heart connection. You might be surprised to hear that studies have found social isolation to be just as harmful to your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Isn't that wild? And yet, many doctors don't ask about loneliness. They'll check your blood pressure, your cholesterol, your heart rate, but they might not ask, who did you laugh with this week? We're social creatures, and our bodies respond to connection in the most beautiful way. When you feel close to someone, your brain releases oxytocin, the feel-good hormone that reduces stress, supports immune function, and even helps your heart stay strong. That's not just fluff, that's science. So if it's been a while since you reached out to a friend, maybe now's the time. Call someone you haven't talked to in a while. Ask someone over for a walk or a cup of coffee. Join a group or a class where you can meet like-minded folks. It's not about being popular or having dozens of friends. It's about having a few people in your life who make you feel heard, cared for, and connected. Your body will thank you for it, and so will your spirit. Now let's talk about something that's a little more personal: purpose. Yep, that deep down sense that you matter. That you have something to give, something to wake up for. Purpose isn't just for the young or for people with big careers. Purpose is for everyone. And it turns out, having a strong sense of purpose is one of the most powerful predictors of long life. In fact, there was a study in Japan, a country known for having some of the longest living people in the world, and they found that older adults who had a strong sense of purpose, what they call ikigai, lived longer, healthier, and happier lives. And it didn't matter if their purpose was taking care of a garden, volunteering at a local school, mentoring someone younger, or learning something new just for the joy of it. It just mattered that they had something. So take a moment and ask yourself, what gives you a sense of meaning? What brings you joy? What makes you feel useful, even in a small way? It might be helping your grandchildren with their homework, baking for your neighbors, or even just writing your life stories down to pass along. Purpose isn't about productivity, it's about connection to something greater than yourself. And when you have that anchor, life just feels lighter. You sleep better, you move more, and you feel less weighed down by stress or worry. Now that we've talked about purpose and connection, let's shift gears to something that might sound a bit more physical, but actually blends both body and brain in a powerful way. And that's challenging your balance every day. You might be thinking, balance? That's it? But this isn't just about standing on one foot. This is about protecting one of the most underrated keys to independence as we age. Balance isn't something we often think about until it starts to slip. Maybe you caught yourself on a table the other day. Or you find yourself hesitating before stepping off a curb. That's your body telling you it's time to give balance some attention. Doctors don't always bring it up unless you've already had a fall. But the truth is, preventing falls is far better than recovering from one, especially later in life. So here's something simple you can do. While brushing your teeth, try standing on one leg. Switch legs halfway through. Or practice slowly getting up from a chair without using your hands. These little challenges strengthen the muscles that support your posture and stability. And they also keep your brain sharp, because balance is as much about your mind as it is about your body. And if you're feeling confident, Tai Chi and yoga are wonderful ways to take it a step further. They don't just improve balance, they also help with flexibility, breathing, and calm. It's not about doing fancy poses. It's about moving with awareness and grace, and learning to trust your body again. Now that we've touched on balance, purpose, and meaningful connection, we've already laid a strong foundation, not just for living longer, but for living better. And believe me, there's more where that came from. Because sometimes, the real game changers for a long, healthy life aren't the things we hear about at our doctor's office. They're the little daily choices, the simple shifts, the parts of our routine we don't even think twice about, but we should. And one of those has to do with something many of us were told to grow out of. But I'm here to tell you, don't. Because the next longevity tip is about play. Yes, play. Lightheartedness. Fun for the sake of fun. You'd be amazed how often joy gets put on the back burner as we get older. Life gets serious, routines get heavy, and sometimes we fall into the idea that aging means being more reserved, more careful, less silly. But here's the truth. Play is powerful. When you engage in something playful, whether it's a game, a creative activity, or just laughing until your cheeks hurt, your stress levels drop, your heart rate evens out, and your body starts to release hormones that promote healing, clarity, and even pain relief. Think about the last time you truly laughed. Not just a polite chuckle, but a full, belly-shaking laugh. How did you feel afterward? Lighter? Looser? More alive? That wasn't just in your head, that was your body responding to joy. Doctors may not prescribe fun on a piece of paper, but maybe they should. Because play does something medicine can't always do, it reminds you that you're still living. Still here. Still capable of wonder and surprise and silliness. So how do you bring more play into your life? Start by asking yourself what you used to love doing before life got in the way. Was it painting? Playing cards? Dancing around the kitchen while cooking dinner? Even watching a funny movie with a friend or chasing your grandkids around the yard counts. If it brings you joy without pressure, it's play. And that joy? It's fuel. It helps you feel more youthful, more connected, and, yes, it can even help you live longer. Let's move into something else that often gets left out of the health conversation, something that quietly influences everything from digestion to heart health to mental clarity. I'm talking about breath. Not just breathing to stay alive, but learning to breathe in a way that calms, centers, and strengthens you from the inside out. Most of us don't even notice how we breathe. It's shallow, it's quick, and it stays high up in the chest, especially when we're stressed, worried, or rushing through the day. But your breath is one of the few tools you carry with you everywhere that can completely change your state in a matter of minutes. Slowing down your breathing, especially during moments of tension or fatigue, signals your nervous system to relax. Your heart rate drops. Your muscles unclench. Your digestion improves. Even your sleep can deepen. And best of all, it's free. No equipment, no appointment. Just a few minutes of mindful breathing, wherever you are. Here's something simple you can try today. Sit comfortably. Close your eyes if you want. Inhale gently through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold that breath for a count of 4. Then exhale slowly through your mouth for 6. Try that for just 2 or 3 minutes. Notice how it feels. You don't have to be a meditation guru. This isn't about perfection, it's about giving your body a chance to come back to balance. Over time, breathing this way can help reduce inflammation, support clearer thinking, and even help lower blood pressure. It's one of the most underused health practices out there, and yet it has such a deep impact. And while we're talking about things doctors don't always mention, let's talk about something a little unexpected. Curiosity. That childlike sense of wonder, the drive to ask questions, to explore, to learn. Curiosity doesn't have an age limit. You can be 75 and still marvel at how something works, still light up when you discover a new fact, or still find yourself completely absorbed in something you didn't know yesterday. You might think curiosity is a personality trait, something you either have or you don't. But it's actually a muscle. And like any muscle, it gets stronger when you use it. Being curious helps your brain stay flexible. It encourages new connections. It's one of the best natural ways to protect your memory and keep your thinking sharp. And it also gives you a reason to engage with the world, which makes life feel more vibrant, more meaningful. So how can you bring more curiosity into your day? Pick one thing. Just one. It could be reading about a part of history you've never studied. Trying a new recipe. Learning to play a song on the piano. Even asking your grandchild about their favorite video game or app and really listening. Curiosity isn't about achievement. It's not about being good at something. It's about staying open. When you're curious, you stay present. You stay in motion. You stay alive inside. And that is a secret to longevity that no pill can offer. You've probably noticed a theme running through everything we've talked about so far, from connection and purpose to breath, play, balance, and curiosity. None of these are extreme. None of them require special equipment or fancy treatments. They're all about how you live, how you show up for yourself every day. And the best part? You don't have to change everything at once. You don't need to overhaul your life. You just start where you are. With one moment of laughter. One deep breath. One walk with a friend. And then you build from there. Next, we'll dive into the final longevity tip that ties all these together, something that might be the most practical and powerful of them all. All these little shifts, the deep breathing, nourishing your gut, releasing emotional weight, they might not come with a shiny label or a doctor's stamp of approval, but their power is undeniable. And they're the kind of things that build up over time, like bricks in a foundation. Day by day, choice by choice, you begin to create a version of your life that's not just longer, but better. Richer. More you. And there's one final piece we haven't touched on yet, but it ties everything together, and that's the magic of consistent movement. Not punishment, not workouts that leave you sore for days. Just gentle, joyful, daily movement. Think of it like brushing your teeth, something small you do every day to keep your body well-tuned. Now, most people assume exercise needs to be intense or it doesn't count. But especially after 60, the goal shifts from pushing harder to moving smarter. Your joints need kindness. Your muscles need use. Your heart needs steady, rhythmic activity, walking, dancing, stretching, gardening, tai chi, swimming. These simple, consistent forms of movement can improve balance, protect your bones, regulate blood sugar, and even boost your mood. And here's the best part, you don't have to do it all at once. Start with 10 minutes in the morning. Maybe a little walk around the block. Later in the day, stretch while watching your favorite show. Or turn on some music from your youth and let your body sway the way it used to when you danced in your living room with the curtains drawn. It doesn't have to look like a gym session. It just has to feel like life moving through you. Movement, at its core, is a celebration. A way of telling your body, I'm still here. I'm still in this. And the more often you do it, the more your body thanks you with strength, stability, and energy. But here's something most people don't expect. Movement also helps with loneliness. Because when you move, you're more likely to get outside, connect with neighbors, join a class, or even just smile at a stranger. And those little moments of connection? They're medicine, too. Loneliness isn't just an emotional state. It affects your physical health, your heart, your immune system, even your memory. That's why movement is so much more than physical. It gets you out of your head and into your life again. And that brings us to the real heart of all of this. At this stage in life, the goal isn't just about living longer. It's about living better. Waking up with a sense of joy. Feeling like you still matter, because you do. taking small steps each day that add up to something meaningful. And maybe most importantly, being gentle with yourself along the way. So many people carry this feeling that it's too late to change, to grow, to feel good again. But I'm here to tell you, it's not. It never is. Your body is always listening. Your mind is always capable of rewiring. And your heart is always ready to love, to forgive, and to begin again. Maybe you'll start by trying a new hobby, something that lights up your curiosity. Maybe you'll take a few moments each morning to breathe deeply and think about what you're grateful for. Maybe you'll go to the store and pick out one new fermented food to try, something for your gut garden. Or maybe you'll simply call someone you love and tell them how much they mean to you. Whatever step you choose, let it be small. Let it be doable. And most importantly, let it come from a place of love, not fear. You're not fixing something broken. You're nourishing something sacred. These 6 longevity tips, keeping your mind curious, finding purpose, building intergenerational joy, calming your body, nurturing your gut, and moving with love, they all work together. Like threads in a tapestry, they create a life that's strong, vibrant, and uniquely yours. And here's the beautiful truth, the best time to start was 10 years ago. The second best time is today. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Right now, with whatever you've got, wherever you are. Because the smallest change made with intention can shift everything. You've lived through decades of change, of growth, of ups and downs. You've learned, you've lost, you've loved. And that wisdom, that inner strength, is the greatest tool you have going forward. All the outside advice in the world means little if it doesn't connect with that quiet knowing inside you that says, this matters. This feels right. So if something from this video has resonated with you, even just one thing, hold on to it. Write it down. Put it on your fridge. Tell a friend. Let it become part of your rhythm. And hey, if you feel inspired, I'd love to hear from you. Share your thoughts or experiences in the comments below. Maybe there's a longevity tip you've learned in your own life that could help someone else. This community is full of wisdom, and your voice matters. If you found this helpful, don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps more folks see the video. And if you'd like more uplifting, practical tips to live your best life after 60, go ahead and subscribe. We're in this together, and I'd love for you to be part of this growing, thriving circle of vibrant souls choosing joy and health every single day. Here's to living longer, yes, but more importantly, here's to living better. Brighter. Freer. With more laughter, more love, and more moments that make you say, I'm glad I'm still here. Because you're not just aging, you're evolving. And the best is yet to come. Take a deep breath. Smile. And remember, you're not too old, and it's never too late.